This is set 21, formulae and problem solving. So when you're using expressions and equations to show you represent something, you'll be using those equations and expressions to problem solve. So when the question is asking you of something, what you can do is you can represent that information in an equation and use those equations and the pronumerals and the variables to get your answer. Okay, so there are different ways that you can work with formulas. One way is substitution. So in substitution, what you do is you get the variable and let that variable be equal to a number, okay, a known number, so that all these variables A, B, and C are unknown, okay, unknown. But these numbers are known. That's why we substitute those letters, the pronumerals, with a number, with a known number. Let's try 3. So we know that A is 3, right? So we do half 3 squared, because A squared, right? And then times by B. What's B? We replace B with 4, okay? So our answer is half 3 to the power of 2 times 4. What's 3 to the power of 2? We have 9. 9 times 4 times half. What does that give us? 9 times 4 is 36. 36 times half is 18. So our answer is 18. Okay. And that's the working out here. Okay, you guys can have a go at 1, 2, and 4 by yourselves and see if you get the answer. Okay, so with substitution, it's very easy. You're just replacing the letter with the number that's given. Okay, now let's look at substituting into formulas. Alright, so these are some very common formulas. Area of a rectangle, length times the width or the breadth. Then we've got the volume of a rectangular prism, which is length times width times height or breadth. And we've got another few more that you can have a look at. Okay, let's have a look at the example over here. Let's do this one. Find the value of h if a is 12 and b is 5. So what we have to do is replace the a with the 12 here. So h is equal to a squared. So we're replacing the a squared with the 12. So it's 12 squared. And we're replacing the b with the 5. So it's 5 squared. Okay. H is equal to 12 squared plus 5 squared, all under the square root. Okay. What's 12 squared? That's 144, and 5 squared is 25. Okay, so 144 plus 25 gives us 169. The square root of 169 is just 13, so the answer is 13. Okay, that's how we should do it. So the steps are given here. So the formula, you might not know what the formula is, but that doesn't matter. What you have to do is substitute the letters with the known values and then find out the value of the unknown letter. So what's the unknown letter now? The unknown letter is 13. Okay, that's as simple as that. Let's have a look at changing the subject of the formula. So we're rearranging the equation to make another value the subject. Okay, an unknown variable the subject. Okay, let's have a look at one of these examples. So over here, if v equals u plus at, right, and we're looking for the value of t, what we need to do is we need to rearrange the equation so that t is the subject. So right now v is the subject, but we need to rearrange the equation so that t is the subject. Okay, how can we do that? First, let's get t by itself. To get t by itself, we need to take away u's from both sides. So v minus u is equal to at. And to get t by itself, the only thing that's left to do is to divide both sides by a. So v minus u divided by a is equal to t. So t is equal to v minus u on a. Now that we know what v is, we know that v is 18, u is 9, and divided by a is 2, right? What's 18 minus 9? 9. 9 on 2 which is 4.5. Okay, that's the answer. That's what we should do when we have to rearrange the equation, so that we have to make a letter the subject. Alright, using equations to solve problems. So the steps are here. When they've given you the problem, you need to pick a variable, a pronumeral, any letter, x, y, z, could be k, could be m, n, and then you write down the equation. Okay, have a look at the example over here. Sum of a certain number is 5, and a sum of a certain number and 5 is 21. What's the number? Okay, so let's go through step number 1. The certain number, we can make it to be n. Alright, and let's write down the equation. Step number 2. A sum of a certain number and 5. So n and 5, so n plus 5 is equal to 21. Solve the equation now. We need to get n by itself, so we take 5 away from both sides. 21 minus 5 gives us 16. The answer to the original question is n. So the number is 16. Okay, that's it. You guys can have a go at the second example and see if you get the answer. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Applications of equations. Alright, this is a very interesting one. Let's have a look at the triangle over here. So, we need to find out what x is. We've been given the 3 angles of a triangle, and we're just supposed to find out what x is. To do that, what can we do? We already know that the total sum of angles, sum of angles of a triangle is 180. Okay, and we know that these all add up to 180 as well, because the sum of angles is 180. For some reason it's not working, but it's fine. Let's zoom out. So let's come up with our formula first. What's our formula? It's 5x plus 4x plus 36 is equal to 180. It's not writing for some reason. Alright, we're going through formula and problem solving level 2 questions. These are some harder questions than what we did in level 1, and we'll go through some of the questions from 1 to 4 and all of the questions for question 5. In question 5, those are problem solving questions, and that's what we need to focus on a little bit more, because those are the type of questions that you find in the exam. And if we have more practice doing those type of questions, you'll be able to quickly do those questions when you find a question like that on the exam. Okay, let's get started. Let's get started with question 1a. Okay, now we know that we need to substitute the values that they've given us to the expression here and evaluate the expression. Alright, let's have a look at the first term here, z squared. Z squared is what? Z is equal to 6, so z squared will be 6 squared, which is 36. We'll just write that here. And minus x squared plus y squared. Let's put a bracket over here. What's x squared? X squared would be 3 squared, plus y squared would be negative 4 squared. Okay. So 3 squared is 9, and negative 4 squared is positive 16. Remember, when you're squaring a negative number, it always spits out a positive number. So 36 minus 9 plus 16, that gives us 36 minus 9 plus 16 is 25. 36 minus 25, which is 11. Okay. Oops. There we go. Alright, let's have a look at f. F is a bit of a harder one because it's got cube roots. That's fine. Let's put the cube root over here. we're looking for x times y squared over z. So x times y squared, 3 times y squared being negative 4 squared. What's negative 4 squared? That would be 16, because we figured that out in the last question over there. 3 times 16 over z. Z is 6. Now what we need to do is figure out what 3 times 16 is. 3 times 16 is 48. We can replace that with 48 over here. Alright, what's 48 divided by 6? That will give us 8. Alright, so we have the cube of 8. The cube root of 8 is 2, because we know that 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. 2 to the power of 3 is 8, so the cube root of 8 would be 2. So the answer is 2 for F. Let's have a look at question A, 2A here. Alright, because the other ones you need to use the calculator. I would suggest that you guys use the calculator and put it into 3 significant figures and 2 decimal places for B and C respectively. Okay, let's have a look at A. Also, when you're doing 3 significant figures, remember the difference between the significant figures and decimal places. Okay, for example, this one is 3 significant figures. This one's 2 significant figures, and this is 3 significant figures. But if you were to put it to 2 decimal places, it would be something, for example, I'll just give an example over here, 21.32. That's 2 decimal places and 4 significant figures. Okay, that's just an example. We'll get started with 2A. For 2A, let's see what we can do. We have n is equal to 24, so we can put 24 on 2. And then we have square brackets, a huge one, 2 times a. 2 times a gives us negative 6, so we can put negative 6 over here. And then we have 9 minus 1. What's 9 minus, sorry, not 9, n minus 1. n minus 1 gives us 24 minus 1, which is 23. We can put 23 in this round brackets here. Alrighty, and then we times it by d, d being 1.6. Alrighty, now what we need to do is simplify this equation that we've got here. Let's first simplify the thing outside the brackets. What's 24 divided by 2? That's 12, so we put 12 on the outside. Alright, 12 on the outside, and negative 6 plus 23 times 1.6. What's 23 plus 1.6? 23 plus 1.6 gives us 36.8. 36.8. And we need to minus 6 from it, because negative 6 plus a positive number, which is 36.8, gives us the opposite of it. So it just gives us 36.8 minus 6, which is 30.8 times by 12. Okay. What's 30.8 times by 12? You can put it in the calculator, or you can do it manually. It takes a bit of a while to do it manually. I'll just put it in the calculator and see what we get. Okay, so 30.8 times by 12 gives us 369.6. Alright, let's have a look at 3C now. We're looking for we're looking for A when S is equal to 834, U is equal to 15.5, and T is equal to 12. Alright, to find A, what we need to first do is to rearrange the equation so that A is the subject. Alright, so to do that, let's take this equation over here and rearrange the equation and make A the subject. Let's first start with ut, the term here. We can do S minus ut is equal to half at squared. The second thing we have to do is to times both sides by 2 so that the half is gone. So S minus ut is equal to at squared. Oops, that went a bit up. Let me just erase that. That's fine, we'll just leave it at that. Now what we need to do is to get a by itself. To get a by itself, we need to divide both sides by t squared. Okay, this is our equation. Now all we need to do is put in the values and find a. Let's do it. I'll just bring it over to this side so that it's easier for me. 2 times 834 minus u times t. So minus 15.5 times 12. Close the brackets again and divided by t squared, which is 144. I suggest you guys do it in a calculator. Do it on a calculator and find the answer. Okay, it should be to 1 decimal place, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Okay, let me just quickly double check. Yep, it'll be to 1 decimal place. So just find what a is. No, actually, yeah, not even 1 decimal place. It'll just give you an integer. Just put it in the calculator and see what you get. Alright, let's start with 4a. Twice the number plus 5 equals 5 times the number minus 16. Alright, let's put that into an equation. Twice the number is 2x plus 5 is equal to 5 times the same number minus 16. So this is our equation. 2x plus 5 is equal to 5x minus 16. Now what we need to do is to take all the like terms into one side. To do that, let's take all the x terms onto one side. So with the x terms, we can take the 2 over to the other side and the negative 16 to the other side so that it's easier for us. When we take 2 over to the other side, it becomes 5x minus 2x, which gives us 3x. So 3x. And then when we take the 16 over to the other side, it gives us positive 16. So 16 plus 5 gives us 21. Alright, so now that we have 3x is equal to 21, what is x? To do that, what we need to do is divide both sides by 3 to get x on one side. And 21 divided by 3 gives us 7. So x is equal to 7. And that's our answer. Okay? Let's try C. The sum of a number and 9 when multiplied by 6. So the sum of a number and 9, x plus 9, when multiplied by 6, we'll put 6 on the other side, is equal to let's do equal sign, 3 times the sum of 14 and the number. 3 times 14 and the number being x. Okay, should say 3 times 14 plus x. Let's expand the brackets for both sides. 6 times x gives us 6x. 6 times 9 gives us 54. Okay, 3 times 14 gives us 42. 3 times x gives us 3x. Okay, now what we need to do is to get all the like terms onto one side. Let's take the 3x to the other side. 6x minus 3x gives us 3x. I need to do it again. It's easier for us to just do it. 6x minus 3x is 3x. Then we have 42 minus 54. Okay, 42 minus 54 gives us negative 12 because we're subtracting a bigger number from a small number. And now what we need to do is to divide both sides by 3, which gives us negative 4. So the answer is negative 4. Alright, now let's go through all the problem solving questions. Let's start with number 5a. An easier way to do it is to come up with simultaneous equations. Okay, so for this one, there are 68 coins, all of which are 20 cents or 50 cents. Okay, so we know that. Let's say 20 cents is x and 50 cents is y. And there are 68 pieces, 68 coins in total. Okay, x plus y is equal to 68. That's our first equation. Our second equation would be 0.2x, because that's the value of the coins, right? 0.2 being 20 cents, and then 0.5 being 50 cents. 0.5y is equal to the amount, $25.30. Now, what do we need to do here? What we need to do is to find out what x and y are equal to. Right, to do that, what we can do is times the second equation by 2. Okay, this is equation number 2. We'll times it by 2. That way, we can get an equation that has y, like a full y instead of a half y. And then we can minus the second equation times by 2 by the first equation. Let's do the multiplication first. So 0.2x times 2 gives us 0.4x, and then 0.5y times 2 gives us just y. Okay, that's how we got rid of the fraction over here, the decimal. Okay, now we have $25.30. What's $25.30 times by 2? That gives us $50.60. We've got our second equation. Now, what we need to do is take away the second equation that's been multiplied by 2 from the first equation, which is x plus y is equal to 68. To do that, we need to do x minus 0.4x. That's 1x minus 0.4x, which gives us 0.6x. And then y minus y gives us 0. We don't have to write anything there. Then we do 68 minus $50.60. To get that, we need to add it by. To get to 68, we need to add $17.40 to $50.60. Okay, so that's our answer. Oh, sorry, that's our equation. Okay, now we need to solve for x. To solve for x, we just do $17.40 divided by 0.6. Let's see what that gives us. $17.40 divided by 0.6. That gives us 29. So we know that x is 29. What did we say x was? 20 cents, right? So we have 29 20-cent coins. Okay, if we have 29 20-cent coins, how many coins are remaining? That's 68 minus 29. That's 39. Okay, so we have 39 50-cent coins. Those are the number of coins we have for each coin. Okay, that's it. That's our answer, 29 and 39. Let's do 5b now. Let's erase this so that we have space to do 5b. Okay, a bottle is half full, and after adding 275 milliliters to the bottle, it is 3/4 full. How much does the bottle hold when full? Okay, we know that the bottle is currently half full. Okay, we can draw it over here. This is half full. Okay, and they're adding 275 milliliters, which makes it 3/4 full. This is half. This is 275 milliliters, and this whole thing is 3/4. So we know that 3/4 minus half gives us another quarter, right? And now we know that a quarter is equal to 275. Okay, since we know that a quarter is 275 milliliters, what do you think the full volume is? We do 275 times by 4, which gives us 1,100 milliliters, or 1.1 liters. That's it. Done. Okay. This is a bit of a visual thing that you have to do when you're doing questions like this. Try to visualize it and see what's the difference from the starting value and the end value. And then that difference will be how much? 275 milliliters. If the difference is 1/4 and it's equal to 275, the full volume will be 4 times that. And that's what we need to do. Okay, let's do question 5C. A woman is twice as old as her daughter, and 5 years ago the sum of their ages was 62. What are their present ages? Okay, like the first question, we can come up with two simultaneous equations. Okay, these simultaneous equations just represent the circumstances. So a woman, let's say, is W, and daughter is D. Okay, their ages, oh nope, that's not what the question is. It's saying the woman is twice as old as her daughter. So W is 2 times the daughter, so 2D. Okay, 5 years ago, their sum was 62. So let's do 5 years ago. W minus 5 plus D minus 5 is equal to 62. Let's collect the like terms here. Let's collect -5 and -5, which gives us W plus D is equal to, well, W plus D minus 10 is equal to 62, which gives us W plus D is equal to 72. Alright, now we know from here that 1W is 2D, right? We can replace this W with a 2D now, so we're putting this 2D over here and replacing the W. So 2D plus D gives us 70, oops. Okay, 2D plus D gives us 72. 3D is equal to 72. So what do you think D is? D is 72 divided by 3, which is 24. Do we stop here? No, they're asking what are their present ages. So we need to find the woman's present age as well. If the daughter is half as old as the woman, we just do 24 times 2, which is 48 years old. And those are our answers. Alright, last one. One bottle holds 250 milliliters more than the other. When the smaller bottle is 3/4 full, it holds as much as the larger one when it is half full. What is the capacity of each bottle? Let's just quickly rub these off so that we can get some space to do our next question. Alrighty. One bottle holds 250 milliliters. Okay, so let's say one bottle's L, the big one, and the other bottle's S. Okay, L holds 250 more than the smaller bottle. So we can say L is equal to S plus 250. When the smaller bottle is 3/4 full, so when the smaller one is 3/4 full, it's the same as the larger one being half full. Okay, that's what they're saying. If that's the case, what can we do here? We know that one large bottle is S plus 250. So we can replace, actually, yeah, we can replace this L with S plus 250 here. Or what we can do is we can replace this S with half L. I think that one would be much easier. We can replace this S not with half L. Let's get S onto one side first. Okay, let's find out what S is by itself. To do that, what we can do, alright, what we can do is we'll get L by itself. That will be much easier. L is equal to 2 times 3 over 4 S, which gives us 3 on 2 S. Okay, now we know that L is equal to 3 on 2 S. So we can replace this L with 3 on 2 S. 3 on 2 S is equal to S plus 250. Okay, 3 on 2 S minus S gives us 1.5 minus 1S, which is half S, is equal to 250. If half of the smaller bottle is 250, what's the full volume of it? It will be 500. And since we know that the larger bottle is 250 milliliters more than the smaller bottle, so the larger bottle will be 750. Don't forget the units, put ml, ml, and that's done. What I want you guys to do is to do all the questions that we didn't go through and check the answers on the next page here. Okay, and see if you got the answer. And that's it.